なんで打てないの?
Your elbow is sharp against my ribs and my knees.
Sketchbook tip. If you have loose sketches and don't want to lose them, just use an envelope. Seal, cut, glue, or tape to one of the covers. Save little sketches and test sheets.
Want an aesthetically pleasing sketchbook? Here are some tips. Keep in mind you do not have to have a pretty sketchbook. This is only if you're like me, you are demotivated when your sketchbook just doesn't look as pretty as you want it to be. Tip 1. Use a colored pencil. You don't have to, but for me personally, they just kind of hit different. Tip 2. Use colored pencil and gray lid. As stated, just hits different. Tip 3. Add color to most prominent features. Tip 4. Add a block of color to your favorite sketch. Tip 5. One of my favorites, just getting some marker and coloring the whole sketch and then aligning it with something of the darker color. For example, this orangey thingy with the red pen. Any water-based marker will do. Sometimes I use the Tombow dual brush marker, but sometimes I even go with Crayola. Whatever works for you, gang. Now remember, this is your sketchbook. You can do whatever you want with it. These are only tips that help me not give up and cry in a corner every 5 fucking seconds. Have fun sketching!
How to make your sketchbook chunky. First, you need to get a hardbound sketchbook with lots of pages. You also need to get watercolor paper. I draw most of my drawings on a watercolor page, then I stick it to the sketchbook paper. This makes the sketchbook chunky. Sticking stuff like Polaroids or sticky notes will also help. I hope this helped.
100 plus ways to fill a sketchbook. Number 1. Draw a map. I've seen this method all over the internet, and whether you use rice, beans, lentils, or pasta noodles, it's a lot of fun. Dump your pantry good of choice out on the page and trace around the shape it makes. You'll get something that looks like an island, or continent, whatever you're going for. Draw the shapes in between the pantry item to make little lakes. Add rivers by drawing squiggly lines. Name your landmass. Add more lakes. There are no rules. There doesn't have to be beans to add lakes. Adding more wonky circles, smaller land masses to your map can help fill it out and make it look less empty. Mark your capital cities and towns. Draw roads, mountains, forests. Other points of interest, I marked ruins and good fishing spots, and don't forget to add a key. I drew waves and ripples, and a sea monster. All done.
Ever wonder what that sandpaper stick is in your drawing supplies? It's made to clean your blending stems, sharpen your charcoal and graphite pencils, and even shave off the wax coating of pastels and charcoal sticks. When it gets too dirty, rip off the page for a blank slate.
Here's a big creator problem. Spending hours creating in your sketchbook only to reopen it and the pages stick together. Ugh, I got a few solutions for you. I started just separating my pages with parchment or wax paper, but it's not that aesthetically pleasing. So I YouTubed and Googled it, and overwhelming majority of creators say wax is the answer. Take a white unscented candle and just rub it over your spread. Keep in mind if you've used any water-soluble mediums or material in your spread, it may activate as you are rubbing over the surface. So you may want to spray it with a workable fixative before you do this. Another option is cold wax medium. The cons on this is that it does contain a solvent, so you may want to wear gloves and rub it with a lint-free rag. Spread a thin layer and let that dry completely. Hope these help. Keep creating in your sketchbook and follow for more amazing creative ideas.
I'm tired of losing pages in the sketchbook just because of this crappy spindly ring thing. I decided to take things into my own hands by using a yarn needle and some leather thread I had laying around just to tie each hole together. Definitely worked better than before, but I still can't bend the pages all the way over.
There were so many people asking what pencil I was using in this drawing, and the answer is insane. I feel like people just think that a good drawing is made by a good pencil, and while I do love this pencil and I'll explain why in a second, I just want to say don't go out and buy something just because somebody recommends it to you. You have this version of this pencil at home. This is the Papermate mechanical pencil in 0.7mm lead. It's the number 2 lead, and it is $2.34 for a pack of 5. The reason that I would specifically choose this pencil over another is because the thickness of this pencil as well as the soft lead make for a creamy, dark, blendable drawing. You can see the difference between these drawings, which are made with the same hardness of lead, the HB or number 2, but it's a 0.5mm lead, so the lines are crisper, thinner, silkier. The reason that I would choose this pencil over maybe another one when sketching is sometimes I don't feel precise, my hands are shaky, and a pencil that is soft and smooth like this one is so nice to just experiment, to draw something that's kind of stress-free and to warm up. At the end of the day, this is the exact same type of pencil that you would use for standardized testing. Anything that's number 2 or HB is going to do the exact same thing. Don't buy something just because somebody recommends it to you, but these are dirt cheap, so...
I've seen a lot of people struggling with the head shape, so let me help with that. So first what you want to do is draw a circle. Then after that, you want to draw a line in the middle of the circle. So using that line, you want to draw a cone, just like an ice cream. So when you draw a head shape, just think about an ice cream. After that, you want to remove the bottom of the cone. Then, you want to draw a line in the middle of the circle and the bottom line just here. After that, you want to draw a triangle in between those 2 lines. You should end up with something like this. After that, you can erase the inside. But since we don't want a pointy chin, we'll just erase the bottom part and curve it. Then you had your head shape. So at the end of the day, if you want to draw a head, just draw an ice cream.
time for a Crayola super tip tutorial. Okay, I don't know why. These are like such underrated markers. They are actually like so fucking good, but I never see anyone talk about them. I use them to make the great majority of the sketchbook. Like this and this page, which I actually put in my portfolio. Okay, but anyways, let's get down to it. First of all, I want to talk about color scheme. So this is the 100 pack, so it has a lot, but you can also get 50, it's super cheap. And this is just basically color theory at this point, but you really want your colors to coincide well so it looks nice. And then when it comes to blending, you want a dark and a lighter color. Okay, and you're kind of on a time limit. You want to put your lighter color there and then sort of blend it out like this. Basically, you need to blend it before it dries, which is actually kind of a quick time period, so you have to kind of be fast about it. When it comes to actually applying it, if you do it like this, there really shouldn't be much streakiness, but if you wait too long, like, it overlaps because it already dried. But you can actually use this to your advantage. If you let this dry, you can overlap it and make it darker, or you can combine colors to make a completely new one. Also, if you really care that much, you might notice there's a little dot there. You can just pick it up with your finger and then it's gone. I really suggest you play around with different colors and like see how they overlap and have a little swatch next to you. So these are just some techniques, but I want to show you how I actually incorporate them into my art. So with stuff like shadows, I always start with the darker color first for shadow, and then I add the lighter one, which is usually the skin tone. I know I'm going back to this page, but I think it's a really good example of how you can use these different colors and shadows to your advantage. In this one, I did a lot of blending, so those shadows look a lot softer. And in this one, I actually overlapped a lot for the shadows. Okay, so I want to color this in for you guys to like just show you like how slay they are. So, ta-da! It's done. So you can kind of see how I applied a lot of techniques into this, and these are just like all the markers I use for reference. And this is all the swatches of the 100 pack. But yeah, that's basically it. In the end though, it really doesn't have to be perfect. Like, honestly, art is all about just having fun. This is my favorite page and it's nowhere near perfect. So yeah, just have fun.